Our body is a temple and we need to maintain it properly. If we don't respect this temple, how many people turn around and put sugar in the gas tanks of their car? Do you know of anybody that really puts sugar in the gas tanks of their car? Stop to think about that, class. You would be angry if your car stalled on the highway. How much do you respect yourself? Or Diet Coke, cigarettes.
Anybody that knew my mom knew that her priority was to share her knowledge, and not only about massage, but about health and wellness with her students, with anyone she encountered, really. Sometimes it'd be kind of embarrassing, but her little speeches about diet pop and all of that, I really believe that that knowledge has been carried on, not just through her students, but then to her clients and her students' families. And it's immeasurable to imagine how many people's lives have been dramatically affected by Irene's knowledge.
People need to remember that they eat properly, have positive attitudes, get proper exercise, and stay off of junk foods and all these additives that they're adding into foods nowadays, and these artificial sweeteners and so forth are dangerous for people.
That Irene was one of the very, very few people in this world I would let work on my energy.
But one thing I remember that has stuck with me all these years was when Irene walked into the room and somehow reached across the space and mentioned to somebody what particular issue needed to be worked on at that moment.
Energy is a flow that goes into the body, and throughout the body, everything has energy. Trees have energy, everything has energy in it. If a tree doesn't have energy going through it, the tree dies. Same thing will happen to us.
I first met Irene probably in about 1976. I had the opportunity to take several classes from Irene. Among them were craniosacral work, where she showed me how to feel the cranial pulses throughout the body, how to palpate through the different tissues, how to trust my intuition when working with the body, how to use muscle testing in order to find the body's preferences. All of these became a basis for the work that I was able to do with people. It was through her knowledge and training that I became a better massage therapist.
Previously to that, I had been teaching out of my home and doing seminars and things in different states, and I also teach in Finland.
My mother even said, just think of all the people she has touched, all the lives she has changed just through what she has done.
Well, basically I started the first ones right out of my basement, and then I knew that I couldn't have it out of my house, so I opened up a school that they would learn from.
And that was on Southfield Road, the first school. When I was in high school and in college, Irene taught massage in the basement of our house, which was kind of weird in those days. But, you know, that's how she kept a roof over our head. Then in 1987, she started a state licensed school. That was on Southfield Road, and I started working with her then. So we stayed there about 4.5 years. And then we moved to a building on 10 Mile. It was an old office building that we had refinished to meet our needs at the time. And we did continue to expand and grow. And as we started to realize we were going to outgrow that building, we started making plans for a new home for our school. And we did find some land on Franklin Road off of Telegraph. And we had a brand new facility built that we were both very proud of. And that's where Irene spent close to the last 10 years of her life teaching and sharing her wisdom with others at that school. And people have always remarked how when they walk in the door, they feel the peace, they feel like it's a serenity from the busyness of the world.
I started in 10 Mile. I've been at Irene since 2000. I originally started with the old building that was an office building, and even then you walked into this dilapidated building and you felt the energy. You felt the presence, and I attribute that to Irene.
I believe that the positive feeling that people have when they walk into our building is due in a large part to Irene's teachings and the energy that she had to share with the world.
As soon as you drive on campus, you know that you're in a different place. You're in a different mindset, a different world. When you just drive onto the facility, we're in the middle of an industrial park. There are office complexes to the left and to the right of us, but you could not tell that as soon as you walk on our parking lot. Once you walk into our building, the feeling of ease and calm immediately encompasses you. If you have a chance to visit the school, you can see that they live very, very cleanly. They use solar powers for their electricity. They've just remodeled using recycled and repurposed material. The floors and chairs that I'm standing on and sitting on now are bamboo refurbished. So they really go out of their way and to a lot of time to detriment of their own expense to make the world a little bit better.
Always seek the truth, speak the truth, and serve your fellow man with love and compassion. Blessings to you always.
I asked her if she could actually see the energy, and she said no, but she could feel it.
Just her intuition with somebody across the room. There was a number of times where she would be in there and go, and especially when we were practicing later on in the evening, she would go, something's going on, and she would have whoever was working on that person massage that area or do something, and lo and behold, there would be something going on. There would be some type of tight muscle, some type of twitch in the muscle that she would notice from across the room, which always impressed me, but it certainly impressed the students when she'd be able to do that.
My hands aren't moving, but do you feel movement there?
I think one of her greatest strengths were her wanting to learn and wanting to keep moving forward and never being comfortable with where she was and her education and her knowledge base. So she was always trying to learn more.
Because she was busy with her life and what she believed in, where her passions were, in taking and assisting others and helping others, in loaning people money and guiding them and us. And we were always there. She took us on fabulous vacations all over the place, in the car, camping, flying places. She believed in life. She didn't sit still much at all.
Well, because I keep moving all the time. I'm not stagnant. I'm not a couch potato.
When I worked with Irene, which was 10 years ago, when she was at least 80 years old, you know how you lock arms with somebody when you're standing back to back and you lock arms with them? Well, she asked me to do that just so she can show me how strong she was, so she could lift me off the ground. I know I'm not probably the biggest person, but still for her to do that at 80 was pretty impressive. And it was in front of the class, so she got her props that way too.
Still working 50 to 60 hours a week, and sometimes he runs to 70 hours a week.
Are you really? You're not really.
Watching Irene and just knowing who she is, you know that goals are possible. So there's no excuse to not work hard or not to know that you can make somebody else's life better. You know, in the case of massage therapy, I go to work and it's to help other people, and knowing how Irene has dedicated herself to it, I know that it is possible, and there's just no reason not to try your hardest.
Irene is an inspirational person. Just, you know, her being is just inspirational. The fact that she's still doing what she's done for so many years, the thing that she inspires us to keep going because she's still going.
I think one of the most important things is just the way she lived her life, and the example she led, and the teachings that she gave, and the possibility of carrying that forward, or paying it forward, as they say.
I remember some of the things that I've seen Irene do, and not that I mimic them, but I keep them in my mind. I keep them in my heart, and I try to do as Irene would do. And I'm very aware of that as I work on people, you know, almost, yeah, what would Irene do, or how would Irene do this, or what might her thought process be?
She was definitely a special package that was put here on our earth, and so many people have been blessed by knowing her and sharing their lives with her, sharing her life. And I definitely will stand right up and say, yep, that's my mom. And what an amazing, wonderful woman she has been.
It was probably 10, 11 o'clock at night, and people were calling our room to see if she would work on him, and she never denied anyone ever. And there she was in her cute little pink pajamas doing her energy work, her craniosacral. She was a little spitfire. She cracked me up.
And I heard her saying something, now if you'd only work on this part of your feet like I've told you, you wouldn't have to come back so often. And I thought, oh, this is what Mother and Dad had always talked about.
And the rest is history. Thank you, Irene, for all that you have taught me.
And I guess it's important to note that because of the fact that Irene's been practicing massage for almost 60 years, that's why we chose the Guinness World Record of doing a massage chain to honor that amazing accomplishment that she's had in her life and all the people she's touched and the wonderful dedication she's had to this profession.
I'm here to honor Irene. I've known her for 30 years. I'm also a massage therapist, a myomassologist. Irene always says, don't say you're a massage therapist, you don't just rub, rub, rub. I'm one of her first pupils.
Really?
Yeah.
You are?
I went to her house.
I was in your class of 1981, and I've been practicing for almost 30 years. I have an office at Franklin Athletic Club, and I'll always remember learning from you in the basement. I have massaged many great people from this area, and also when I lived in LA, many celebrities, and I'm a great therapist thanks to you. Hi, I'm Christine Meinke, and I'm here from the treehouse with my dad Herman and Zion and a couple other kids out the way, and we're here for Irene's birthday. She's the most fabulous, wise teacher that I know, teaching us great massage, and I think she's given us a path of light, and everybody's there to follow, and it's going to keep going.
All right, thank you very much. Are you participating in anything today?
I am going to try to 8 o'clock at the Guinness Book of World Records.
For
Irene.
My husband and I actually met here at Irene's. He went to school here, Greg Newsom, and was teaching and working in administration, and I was working in the store and then the office, and we met and fell in love and started our business in the city. And now I prepare food for Irene on a monthly basis and teach classes here, and I'm doing some of the food today, and we're just so honored to be a part of the Irene's family, and she's touched so many lives, and we're very, very grateful to be one of them.
For what, myomassology or just massage?
Myomassology.
Damn it, it's not just rub,
How many
rub,
people
rub.
are going to show up today for the chain?
2,000.
What about 2,000?
2,000 people are going to be here today.
2,000?
Yeah. Uh-oh, now she's going to cry. I lied, Mom. It's only 20 people. She's crying. It's only going to be 20 people, Mom.
Little percussion, little patrissage, effleurage. There's your moment. Back scratchers, those of you with nails that have never taken a massage career. And I would like you to wrap one arm around one shoulder of yourself and one arm around the other and give yourself a great big hug. And a round of applause. Congratulations, you have just broken the world record for the longest massage
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
When we came down off the stage, after they sang happy birthday, the tears in Irene's eyes were clearly tears of joy. And she continually just thanked us over and over again. I believe that she was happier after that party than she had probably ever been in her entire life.
What we do is work with energy and toning up the muscles, getting energy blocks cleared up out of the body, because if the energy isn't running through perfectly, you have problems in specific areas of your body. Along with this, we incorporate nutrition, and I discourage people from drinking soda pops and getting off of chocolate.
Why pop? Because I love pop. Why?
Humorists are funny that, you know, when somebody takes a plastic bottle and they throw it in the trash, in the beginning of the year, it's always one of the instructors saying, hey, you know, we should recycle that. But recently, this year, it was towards the end of a class, and one of our students was taking a bottle and was going to throw it in the trash. Just about the whole class turned around and said, hey, you know, you need to go recycle that. So he had to turn around quickly, kind of walk out and made sure he recycled it. I just think little things like that is Irene, and it's what I know her teachings are going to carry forward to everybody who's been touched by her.
Irene's legacy will continue through her school, through the people that she's taught, her students, through all of the people that those students touch throughout their careers.
This is what actually turned me into this work, was reflexology, because I had had a bronchial asthma attack on my dad's farm in the tomato plants.
Wow.
And my dad, who had learned some body work through my mother's grandmother, and this dates back over 100 years. And he took me to town to see Dr. Rollins up in Houghton, Michigan, Hancock, Michigan. And he did not give me any shots, no drugs, just natural treatment.
When we first heard that she had passed away, I thought how she had touched my life, and then how my life has affected so many other students over the past 10 years, and then how their lives affect everybody else's lives. And then I thought about the clients that I've affected, and then my family that I've affected. And it just became millions of people that you just think about that, how this one person, this one woman, her dream, her desire, has affected the world.
And has really provided those opportunities that are really miraculous in this profession. And I want to thank you, Irene. Thank you.
That's myomassology. Okay, I mean, we're talking long-term, long-change goals. You know, we can do a lot more than what Irene would say, just rub, rub, rub.
I always tell my students that they should not diagnose. They can say, well, there seems to be congestion in an area. Perhaps we can get the energy to flow properly, and so forth. We're not doctors. We don't diagnose.
One person. It just takes one person. So I really honor her and her life and the strength and the courage and pure power it took for her to single-handedly change the world and make a difference, one person at a time. And the lives that she touched their lives, and they turned around and touched somebody else's lives, and that's how peace and love is spread. And so my biggest message was, out of her passing, that she made such a huge imprint on this world, and showing me again that it only takes one person, and peace starts with you.
I think one of my favorite things about my mom was when she'd get that twinkle in her eye and that mischievous little grin she'd have, and you'd know she was up to something, or she's about to tell a corny little joke, and she'd be so cute that I would just have to reach over and give her a big hug.
She was always on the benches at the pool. She was in the audience at the concerts. She would shuffle us anywhere, took us on wonderful vacations. I'm sure we were her #1 priority.
Well, one of my most recent favorite memories of my mom was we were driving in the car, and it was a very sunny day, And I reached in and got her sunglasses for her, and she put those on, and I had turned up the music a little bit, and I looked over, and she was just bouncing her head right in time to the Rolling Stones. And I just had to laugh out loud. She was absolutely adorable. And whenever you'd tell her how cute she was, she'd just say, "You gotta be kidding me." And that just made her even cuter. I miss my mom.
She was definitely an amazing, amazing, wonderful, loving mother.
We're here certainly, but you have thousands, literally thousands of therapists in the world and throughout the world, not just in little Michigan, but in every single state in the United States and in the 7 different countries we have our therapists working, and they're world recognized for it. It's a pretty amazing thing.
To share with the future generations, I would say they all need to start listening and start sharing this information with their clients that they work with, so that we can educate the whole planet, educate all the people on it, that they start taking responsibility for themselves. Not listen to all this hype that comes on TV and so forth, and all the ads.